know there's something good in there. To install your R.N.G Performance clutch kit on your Gen 3 CFORCE 800 or 1000, this is just for those models with the Omni Drive clutch, not the CV Tech. So I know a lot of you are getting confused because CFMOTO doing some new things, and you know, we get a lot of questions. Will this Omni Drive clutch fit our current models with the CV Tech? No, it will not. This is a complete different setup. And when you get your setup from R.N.G Performance, these are the tools you're going to need to install it. You're going to need an optional Ugga Dugga gun. Trust me. Optional, but must have. You don't need it, but I'm going to use it. You're going to need a set of Allen wrenches. You're going to need the belt spreader tool for the secondary. This tool can be found underneath your seat in your tool kit. Your model comes with that. A small ratchet or a wrench to take a place of this little ratchet. You're going to need an 18mm socket, 8mm socket, 10mm socket, and a 13mm socket. And you're going to need a hex set, okay, to pull the cover off. Now, we went ahead and pre-pulled the cover off of this machine, so we didn't have to do that, but it's super easy. To pull this cover off, you have to remove this footstep. It's super easy. 2 bolts there, and then around the cover you have little case bolts, and it comes right out. It's not hard. I figured I'd get a jump start on this job so you guys didn't have to watch me do that. So when you get your R.N.G Performance clutch kit, you're going to get new arms for your clutch with magnets, with weights. You're going to get a helix, a primary spring, and a secondary spring. There'll be a link down below as to where you can get this kit. Now, when you're buying this kit, it gives you the option to go with the EBS or non-EBS helix. I am going for the non-EBS. This stuff was already in my machine. I took it all out and put it all to stock so I could do this video for you guys. But it's going to give you the option to go with EBS or non-EBS. You're going to have to read about the EBS and non-EBS to decipher if you want it or not. Me personally, like I said, going with the non-EBS. And the difference I'll show you once we get that apart is there's another little hook on the helix, and that is like aggressive style engine braking. I personally don't like that. I like the way this one is. You're going to get new arms with weights. Now, these are neodymium magnets, and they're going to come preloaded. Now, for me, I'm going to pop these out, and I'm going to show you how to pop them out. The reason I'm going to pop these out is because I like the performance without weight added. So all you got to do is just push them right out. Wait a minute. Let me grab I gotta grab a thinner. You just push them right out, okay? They're magnets, so they're gonna stick together. So like I said, these are magnets. They're gonna stick together. Now, what these are for is to make your clutch adjustable. It gives you adjustability of the clutch. So you're going to buy this kit and we're going to set you up, you know, out of the box, but you can fine tune. You'll be able to, like, if you want to make changes later, let's say you're running stock tires now and you buy this kit. Well, later on, if you want to go bigger, 27, 28, 29, 30, whatever, this kit is adjustable. You won't exactly have to buy new parts to tweak it to get it to operate better with the new tire size that you may have. So the whole reason why we didn't just bring you a helix and a secondary spring is because Bill and I, when we were doing this kit, we felt that that's kind of half-assing the job, and you're not getting the whole performance that this clutch can give you. This clutch can give you some pretty good performance. If you watched my video on the dyno runs, you'll see just how much power this kit gave us. And we actually got more power than that out of it that's not on video. But that's a good way to see the power gains that you get out of a clutch. Now, a lot of people are confused about clutches. Clutches adding horsepower. Clutches do not add horsepower. What clutches do is they take the horsepower that you already have and make more of it usable at the wheel. So depending upon how you clutch, you can take horsepower away from the wheel. We're actually adding horsepower and torque. We doubled the torque going to the wheel. It's massive gains. You should check out that video. But anyway, we just couldn't get this clutch to work correctly with the stock arms. I mean, they're not bad, but they can be better, and we made them better. So, and we made them adjustable for you. So that's the whole point in our kit, and why we have so many more parts than the competitors do, is because ours is adjustable. Ours tunes the whole clutch, not just one piece of it. This would be just a secondary. This covers the primary. So our whole kit, we covered the whole clutch, not just giving you a piece of it for almost $400. So yeah, that's just why we did things the way that we did. All right, I'm sure you're tired of hearing me ramble on. Let's get into tearing this thing down. All right, now to install the kit, what you're gonna wanna do, this is how I'm gonna do it in the order that I'm gonna do it. You can do it in any order you want. You're gonna take your 10mm socket, pull off all of these bolts. It's gonna be spring loaded, not terrible. We're gonna pull out our stock secondary or stock primary spring. Now we're gonna slide this in as far as it'll go. You just don't want it up against there. Just push it in a little bit. Now this is where your Allen key and your ratchet comes in. Now this one I left loose because I was already in here. So just wanted to show you real quick, but I left it loose because I was already in here. You'll pull out your maybe pull out your arm. This is what the stock arm looks like. Stock arm versus our arm. So you can see that our arm is beefier and all that stuff. And you just slide your arm right down in there. Get your bolt. Get that lined up. Now we're going to tighten this nut back here. Now when we tighten that, these are locking nuts, so they don't have to be super tight, but you want it to be tight, okay? Then your arm will move free in there. Now we're gonna do the other three, just like that. But what I like to do is turn it so it's up. We're gonna do that, then we'll move to that. Okay, now that you got all your arms in, make sure they're moving freely, all three of them. They're super easy to put in. Now we're gonna bring this back out. You want to push it in, that way you got room, but we're gonna want to bring it back out. We're gonna put the spring that come with the kit in, not the stock spring. And then we're gonna take this and push it on, just like so. Grab a bolt. Okay. Don't tighten it. Then come to this one. Again, don't tighten it. Come to this one. All right, now it's tight. Now we're gonna get our 18 millimeter. Okay, now these are all regular thread. Nothing is lefty-loosey, you know, nothing is reverse thread. These are all regular thread. Get our spreader tool. We're gonna want to spread this real good. Remember, you can find the spreader tool under your seat. There will be a link down below in the video description as to where you can find this clutch kit. Now you're going to want to twist your belt off, just like so. Okay, just like that. Come right off. You're going to take your 13 millimeter socket, pull your top sheave up. All right, you get that off of there. Now we're going to go over to the bench. We're going to use our other CFMOTO secondary compressor tool. What I did to modify this tool to make it fit on there is I just cut it, heated it, and smacked it with a hammer to oval it. Worked good. We don't have one that fits this yet, but we will. This one you can actually do by hand if you wanted to. It doesn't have that much spring tension, but I'm not doing it by hand. There we go. Push it down as far as it'll go. Down in here. Same as the last one. It's got a snap ring. Okay. Just like so. I actually did this by hand a few times before I modded this tool. And after you do it a few times, you start to get irritated with it. But it is what it is. But if you were just doing it one time, it's doable. Now, you're going to take this cup and the snap ring. Now here's the helix. I left the Stingray helix in it. I didn't put the stock one back in. I left the Stingray one in it. Because the stock one, it has an issue where it sticks with the, it's a whole different animal. You're going to take your new secondary spring, set her right down in there. Then you're going to take your cup, put it back down on there, just like so. And take that, just like so. Now with this one, you don't have to worry about compressing it too far, because it will stop. Okay, like the other ones that we do, the CV Tech ones. This one, your tool will stop. It's not going to bind up down in there, anything like that. So we'll bring that back up. There we go. You heard it snap in. It's in there. It's time for me a new tool. This one's had its fair share, and it's wore out. Okay. So there we go. Just like so. Now, all right, let's go put it back together. All right, once you got that all together, we're gonna put our other sheave back on. Get our bolts here. All right, those are back on. CFMOTO didn't really give you enough, so not that it's not hard or anything, but this makes it easier, way easier, faster. I'm gonna go ahead and go back on. Putting it in gear will help you lock it on, okay? Once you got it locked on, start your belt, put it back into neutral. All right, your belt's on. I tightened it a little too much with that wrench. Now, hold your belt down low into the secondary, and you'll be able to just pull this spreader tool right out. Just like so. We'll put our bolt back in there. Now, spin that, just like so. Keep spinning it. Keep spinning it until your belt is tight in there, okay? Now your install is complete on your clutch. It's very easy, very straightforward to do. We're gonna go ride it and show you how it performs. All right, guys. This thing is an animal with this kit. It just is. If you ain't seen the videos of us ripping it, definitely check those out. We're going to have another video that'll probably be released before this one, because this one we're making for when we're ready to release the kit. It's super close. But I want to show you the dyno results again, stock versus this one, this kit. So, yeah, let's dive into it, guys. This thing is pulling. It's awesome. Another thing I wanted to mention is, see those over there, them's dyno tires. I've kind of, in a way, been called out for not using them. And I'm going to tell you why I don't use them. I do use them. But I'm going to tell you why I'm not using them in these videos. And the reason is, dyno tires have less rolling resistance than the tires that are on your ATV. So the only thing they're going to do for you is glorify the numbers that come onto that screen. That's the only thing they're going to do for dyno guys. They're just going to glorify the numbers because they have less rolling resistance. They're one size. They're using them across the board on all the machines. You use those tires with wheel adapters, blah, 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 and make them fit whatever you're dynoing. And they give you better results. I'm going for actual world performance results, not the best in the dyno room. See, dynos are just a tool. They're just a tool, and they're not a marketing tool. They're a performance tool. And guys are using them as marketing tools. We're using ours as a tool as it's intended. Another, I've done went in a rabbit hole on dynos, so just watch those videos. We're not going to turn this one into a rabbit hole, but just know everything I do in this dyno room here, it's for your benefit, and we're running Axis dynos. Don't let anybody fool you. Axis is one of, maybe not the best. In my opinion, there's no such thing as the best dyno, but this is one of the best when it comes to the hardware, the software, how it calculates everything. It just does it pretty good, but nothing is going to tell you until you're out there in the woods. That's just the way it is. Ronnie, what do you think, buddy?
Yeah.
You ready to hit that start button?
Yeah.
Click that start button. You're going to click on that start there button. Now, just so you guys know, this is warmed up, ready to go. It's ready. We ran it. We drove it and drove it and drove it, and then put it down here and then ran it some more. Ready? All right, Ronnie, focus on that there screen. How about that? Now, let's talk about that, okay? So let me get the mouse here. Blue is the new torque, and then yellow is the new horsepower. So if the orange here and the purple is the stock run. You guys can verify that stock run in the other video that we did with it all stock. So this is the run we pulled out from that video here. Let's start. So there we go. Look at that horsepower difference and that torque. Look at it. It's the numbers don't lie, my friend. The numbers just do not lie. Check that out. Isn't that wicked? All the way through. Look at that. Yeah. We're ahead of the game. Nobody else is getting these kind of numbers. No one else is getting these kind of numbers. Check that out. Now, if you want, pause the video. I'll explain it again. Pause the video as I'm going through it, okay? Orange is stock horsepower. Purple, stock torque. Yellow, the clutch kit, horsepower. Blue, the clutch kit, torque. It's just massive, massive gains. We'll go back through it again. Right there, look at that. 23.9 at 8.57 mile an hour, where the stock is at 3.5. Look, I mean, I'm just going to keep going up through it. You can pause the video to check out the data. It just speaks for itself, guys. And, just so y'all know, because I know there's going to be videos that are claiming we fudged the numbers on the dyno to make it. This dyno, yeah, you could do that. It's true. You could do that with any dyno. I don't care what anybody tells you. Any dyno, you can fudge with it. But I will. So anybody who questions me, anyone who questions me, you pay for me to bring this to your dyno shop. I will bring this to your dyno shop if you're going to call me out and say I'm fudging numbers and this and that. You pay for my trip, since you're the one that's going to call me out. You pay for my trip. I'll drive this to you, and we'll run it on your dyno. And I'll bring all the stock parts too. We'll put it all stock. We'll put it all back to stock and then put the clutch kit in on your dyno. If you're going to call me out, listen, if you're going to call me out, have the check that you can actually cash, because I'm going to come cash it. Since people like to call me out on videos. All right, guys. That's about all we got for you today. Peace out. God bless. We'll see you in the next one.